Hello guys and welcome to Different Russia channel. Today is the 7th of January and today is the day when Orthodox Russians celebrate Christmas. Merry Christmas to everyone who celebrates this wonderful holiday on the 7th of January. And in this episode, guys, I invite you to go with us, with me and with Alex, to Троица Sergieva Lavra in Sergiev Posad, Holy Trinity St. Sergius Lavra in Sergiev Posad. Though this episode was filmed several years ago, we were there on the 8th of January, one day after Christmas. That is the place that does not change much during the years. The churches and the cathedrals that you will see in this episode, they do not change much during the years, with only one exception. In December 2024, there was a fire and the bell tower suffered. But in this episode, the bell tower will be in its beauty, and you will also hear the original sound from the bells that are on the bell tower. I think that is the cool experience, to hear the real sounds, not just the melody taken from YouTube library. So guys, hope you will enjoy this video and you will like this place, and maybe this video will motivate you to visit this place and see everything with your own eyes. Мерзнешь. Very cold, guys. Very windy. Very cold. If not the wind, it's okay. About -1 right now. But because of the wind, very cold. The monument to Saint Sergius of Radonezh. Памятник преподобному Сергию Радонежскому. In Russia we do not have many monuments to saint people. Usually we had monuments to some political leaders, but not to saint people. Saint Sergius lived in the 14th century. Saint Sergius is one of the most revered saints of Russia. If you go to any church, it doesn't matter in Sergiev Posad or in some, I don't know, small town in Moscow. So in any church you may find the icon of Saint Sergius. So guys, now we are entering with you the territory of Lavra. On the walls you may see a lot of icons. Some time ago here was a huge renovation of the monastery and the icons were also restored. That is why at the moment they are in a very good condition. And also, guys, I decided not to cut the video. I want to show you how long this entrance. The walls are really very, very thick. So it is about, I don't know, maybe 50 or 60 meters. So the entrance to the territory is really very, very long. To the left, near the entrance, you will see a shop. If you are interested in some literature, Orthodox literature, most of the books are of course on the Russian language, but also some English books you may find here. Saint Sergius lived in the woods. He built a small church here. Some monks came to live with him, and they founded a small monastery here in the woods. In the times of Saint Sergius, the churches here were wooden. The monastery was wooden. In the 15th century, there was built the first stone church, Holy Trinity Church, and now it is the place where holy relics of Saint Sergius are buried. If you see a long queue, that is the queue to pray in front of holy relics of Saint Sergius. It doesn't matter whether you come in summer or in winter, you will definitely find this long queue. So during the weekdays the queue is shorter. During the weekends a lot of people come here and the queue is very, very long. Holy relics of Saint Sergius are in Holy Trinity Church. It is the oldest of all the churches here. It is rather far from the entrance. You must cross the territory of the monastery. So guys, the relics of Saint Sergius still may be seen in the cathedral dedicated to the Holy Trinity. The greatest icon painters of medieval Russia, for example Andrei Rublev and Daniil Chorny, decorated the cathedral with frescoes. And traditionally, Muscovite royals were baptized in the cathedral and held Thanksgiving services here. And also, guys, I wanted to say a few words about the history of the Soviet period. What happened with Lavra during the times of the Soviet Union. So guys, after the Russian Revolution of 1917, the Soviet government closed the Lavra. It was in 1920, and the buildings on the territory of Lavra were declared museums. In 1930, monastery bells, including the Tsar bell of 65 tons, were destroyed. So also many valuables were lost and many of them were transferred to other collections. After the Great Patriotic War in 1945, the Lavra was returned to the Russian Orthodox Church, and in 1946 divine services were renewed here. They were renewed at Assumption Cathedral. In Russian that is Успенский собор. Lavra was the seat of the Moscow Patriarchate until 1983, and then the Patriarch was allowed to settle in Moscow.
Ты заметил, у них елки везде стоят, но не наряженные.
So, in this episode, we shall go with you to some cafeterias, to some cafes. I think it will be also interesting for you because after a long walk around the monasteries, I'm sure you will be very hungry. Of course, guys, if you travel with a group, you will have lunch or dinner in some restaurant. But if you go alone, you may choose between many cafes, many restaurants, which are located not far from Troitsa Sergieva Lavra. Today we decided to show you what is located inside Lavra. There are no fancy restaurants or fancy cafes here, just some small monastery cafeterias, just small shops where you can buy pies. All the cafes, all the small food tents are usually not far from the entrance. In summer period, usually they have a little bit more street tents with food, but during winter period it is very cold outside and usually all the food is sold inside the cafes. The price is not high, about 30 cents, so it depends upon the pie, whether it is with fish or with apples. Usually all the pies are with jam, some apple pies, for example, with fish and with cabbage. As for meat pies, you should know that in Russian monasteries they do not eat meat. That is why you will never find any meat products on the territory of the monastery. So if you want to have some, a meat for lunch, you should go somewhere in the city, but not here on the territory of the monastery.
Нет.
Я хочу
Все, что вы хотите, я вам могу купить.
киселый.
Кого?
Киселый.
Покажи.
So it doesn't matter whether it is Lent or not, you will never find any meat products. Everything will be vegetarian. Also, guys, they sell bread. Bread is also very tasty. They have different kinds of bread here.